going to risk the weather. I thought I might have to do an indoor morning walk today, but looks like the weather might be giving us at least a bit of a gap, but I don't know if you can tell how bleak some of these skies look around me, because it does look as if any moment the heavens are about to open and it is about to silo it down. So, you know, typical Yorkshire day. Good morning, Cathal OG. Good morning. Like I say, good morning to everyone else joining us on this fine Yorkshire day. Like I say, the big coat's finally back out. Dave W, good morning to you. Yes, we are almost now into full wintry weather gear once again. Going on down here, but tis, as they say, tis the season. Helen Wilkes, good morning to you. Any signs of the Tories being less weird? Oh, maybe we'll cover that. Maybe we'll cover that later, because I don't know how many times I've said it on these streams when we do the, this stream in particular. How many times have I been saying that this contest, if Kimmy Badenoch gets to the final two, it's hers to win. Like, it's literally hers to win. But what I do want to talk about is I want to talk about 100 days. Oh, Ryan, good morning to you. Can I get a shout out for my brother Gable Asher fighting in Ukraine on his B-Day? Absolutely. Good morning to you, Gabe. Hope you're doing well and hope you're safe. And here, of course, not just for him, but for everyone else, here's some morning pony. Take a look at that. Richard, good morning to you. Evon, good morning to you. But yes, good morning, everyone. Welcome, joining us today. Like I say, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button. Like I say, it gets more people in joining us. So Mary, good morning to you as well. Oh dear, we really are into Mud City now. But if you thought that was cute, check that out. Oh, he just turned away. Tiny, but there is still this guy. Oh no, he's ran off. Ran off before I could show him to you. But then we've got this guy as well. Oh, anyway, let's wade through the mud. It's not as muddy as it normally would be yet, but it's getting there. So the weather really has turned. Definitely turned for the worse. But there he is, giving himself a good scratch. Oh, Patrick, good morning to you. But yes, let's talk about 100 days, because Labour have reached it. Labour have officially reached 100 days in office. And, so far, they've done quite a lot. They've launched GB Energy. You've got the new Workers' Rights Bill going in. We've renationalised the railway, although that won't be completed until at least the end of this parliament, that all the things will be renationalised in. You've got the renter reform bill that's going through, giving renters brand new stuff for sale. So there's, so all of those are So all those are now, you know, powers and stuff that renters never had before. So it is generally amazing that we've actually had a government, and in 100 days, they've generally done, well, quite a lot. Even though, of course, you know, a lot of the right-wing media don't want to admit it, they've done actually more than Rishi Sunak did in a year. You'll buy a cow for a £5? Well, I'm not selling any cows, unfortunately. Oh. But no, so far, like I say, have they done, you know, everything? Have they been 100% good? No. I still think some of the trans stuff, the West Streeting, they said right at the start, you know, was really bad. You know, there was that. There's some of the comments, obviously, in and around what they've done around Gaza. You know, I think they could have done certainly a lot more, but I think they have done as much as they can when it comes to that. But ultimately, for a government that's been in power for 100 days, they've actually done quite well. So it really is, you know, quite phenomenal what they've done. Patrick H. The winter fuel payment was something that they should have reconsidered. Yeah, I mean, I still think that the real conversation should have been around, you know, the means testing. Like, where is it going to be, you know, means tested? You know, where is the line for that being means tested? So that's the real conversation that should have been had, but instead it's not, because, well, a lot of people, shall we say, got rather used to it in some ways. But one of the side effects this has had is that it has increased people joining pension credit. People who never claimed pension credit have now started claiming pension credit more than before, because they didn't realise that they could, or that they would have had access to it. So it has actually increased that. There has been that side effect. And of course, you've got other things that, you know, like in the workers' bill, I would like, of course, of there to have been the right to turn off. I think that is an invaluable right that should have been in that bill, that should have been given to workers. But there is nothing stopping us. There is nothing stopping us in, like, you know, putting pressure on them to try and get something like that passed, you know, in the future. So there are a lot of possibilities, that are now, you know, lying in the way of what this Labour government can potentially do. You look at the Renters Reform Bill, and while it's done certain things, you know, I made an entire video about it, you know, it's done certain things in some areas, could have gone a lot further, could have gone massively further in other areas, which, if you've been looking at a lot of the conversations now, have actually started moving in the direction that I said it would. That the government now needs to start looking at rent control. So how do we know in, like, I don't know, 2 or maybe even 3 years that this government doesn't bring in rent control? It's entirely possible. And same for things like the workers' rights, like the right to turn off. We could then have that conversation. We could then advance all these conversations further down the line. So there is a lot of stuff that can now be advanced. And it all goes back to what I was saying prior to before the election of, join Labour, get inside the party, and then push from within the party for it to go in these directions. Because so far, it's showing, well, yeah, absolutely, that seems to be working. That absolutely seems to be working in that direction. So, I'm pretty pleased so far. I'm pretty pleased. And for those people on the Pony Club and Patreon, I've said every sort of quarter I am going to make a how I feel about the Labour government going forward. So if you'd like to sort of see those videos, go join the Pony Club. Links down below. Or join the Patreon as well. Like I say, links for that down below as well. So all of those are now really possible. It's all really doable. We've now got to start seeing and watching, what they do next. Where do they go from here? Because these scandals that they've come and gone, like, getting rid of, Sue Gray went. It's not the biggest loss in the world. You've got getting the buses to be part public transport, to be publicly owned again. There's all these stuff that are going to be really good. Can you say out loud, I'm having a wonderful day? Well, I'm having an absolute wonderful day today, Michael. Of course. This is the Good Morning Walk. Why wouldn't we be having an absolutely wonderful day? Although for some reason, I don't know why, my sock's coming off in my welly. So we'll have to see what happens. What happens going forward from here. But one of the big sort of key things is definitely going to be sort of looking at where they can go next, what improvements they can make next, and more importantly, looking at what's going to be the next big fight. What is going to be the next big fight? Is it going to be rent control? Because I do believe rent control is absolutely the way to go on that. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that name, but good morning to you from Riga. I've been to Riga, wonderful city, absolutely wonderful city. Just not down too far from the Independence Day monument. Oh my God, it had probably the most amazing selection of beers that I have ever had. Hang on, I'm having to move my sock up. Ooh. There we go. So, getting those on, it was absolutely fantastic. They had a cranberry beer That was amazing, and I've never been able to find it here. They had a cranberry beer and they had a blackcurrant beer. Generally, not the biggest fan of those types of beers, but oh my word, it was so good. I have never ever been able to find them over here. Always looked for them. Never been able to find them. Really disappointed. Oh, it's the stork. Or the heron. Don't know if you can see him. Flying over there. But yeah, Riga's definitely a city I want to go back to at some point. Absolutely want to go back to Riga at some point. Really wonderful city. But I also want to go to like Estonia as well, and Vilnius as well. Some places I've really wanted to go to, but never had the opportunity to go, but really want to go to. But anyway, so yeah, Labour 100 days, important milestone. Really important milestone, and they've really succeeded. Like, they've generally really succeeded in, you know, performing and doing that. So I'm really happy that, you know, hasn't been without its stumbles. Let's not say that. You know, as I've said, the Renters Reform Bill is not perfect. I think it could go further in a lot of other places, but same for the Workers' Rights Bill. I think leaving out, you know, the right to turn off, I think that was a big mistake, not leaving that in the bill. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, good morning to all the people joining us as well. Good morning, good morning. When's the last time you had haggis? It was actually last Burns night. Last Burns night. That was the last time I had one. So, yeah, I think there is a lot to look forward to. And the other one I want to look forward to is how Angela Rayner deals with the, you know, building stuff. How she deals with the, you know, building of social houses, how she is going to tackle that. I think that's, again, something certainly to watch. The business secretary, Jason Ashworth, watching what he's going to do with, you know, the upcoming investment summit that's going to happen. Like, what's he going to do? How is he going to sort of sell the UK? So that's what we've got to look at sort of doing, and, you know, how they're going to go further on from here. But, you know, so far, so good. Have I been to Clarkson's farm? No. No one wants to go to Clarkson's farm. No one wants to go to Clarkson's farm. Ugh. But so far, it has been very, very good so far. You know, not without its stumbles, I will say that. I do think there are problems with the Renters Reform Bill. It doesn't go far enough in some cases. But other than that, I really do think there are a lot of stuff that now we need to see, where do they go from here? How do they build on this? What's next? What do the next, you know, 100 days look like? And I think we've now got a government that is actually, you know, interested in doing things, which makes a monumental change. You know, makes a very, very much monumental change from, you know, the last couple of governments we've had. Well, government just with different leaders. You know, you had do nothing Rishi Sunak. You had Liz Truss, who, well, crashed the economy just for, you know, I don't know, just for the fun of it. And of course, Boris Johnson, who, Well, it was Boris Johnson, and then Johnsoned himself out. And then, of course, Theresa May couldn't get her own Brexit deal through because she couldn't control or face down certain aspects in a party. And again, same for David Cameron in many respects. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have a government that have said, we are going to do this. This is what we are going to do, and we are going to do it. And then actually go forward, and then shockingly actually do something. So it is rather good. And we will look at it and go forward on it, and yeah, it'll be fun. So we'll see. Charles, I'm an older private renter sector, and these rent reforms can make my sort of homeless happy to debate you on this. How is it going to sort of make you homeless? Because they've got rid of Section 21 notices. That's good. They can't kick you out for that. I think I saw your previous comment about, landlords should have a certain standard of accommodation. So, do you not want to live in a good certain standard of home? So yeah, it's really strange. It's really strange for that. You walk for fun? Oh, of course I walk for fun. Who doesn't walk for fun? Walking is good for you. Yeah, that YouTube ban, I don't think it's real. If it was a real, I wouldn't be live streaming right now. I think it's a troll who's upset that they got timed out. Yeah, it does seem very spammy. Yeah, well, like I say, we are, of course, filming in a different dimension this morning. We are normally... oh, hang on, let me get down here. This is quite tricky. And for some reason, I don't know why, my sock has just come completely off in my welly. Take that however you will, but it generally has. I don't know how that's happened. Oh, yeah, feels weird. Yeah, welcome to the mirror universe. But now, as always, like I say, good morning everyone joining us. Like I say, please do remember to click on the like and share button. But as you can see, we are out walking around in the beautiful Yorkshire countryside. Absolutely fantastic. Well, here's the thing, Charles. These powers, this renters reform bills, gives renters a lot more protection than they've ever had. And I do agree with you that there needs to be a lot more investment on the social housing side of things. That's why Angela Rayner, we need to watch what she does, and how she improves things and what's she going to do to get these houses built. You know, Labour have said they're going to take on the NIMBYs, which I think will prove certainly to be a very, very, well, we'll see how they tackle them. But they have said, you know, we're going to tackle them, that you can't just keep on saying, you know, that you can't just keep on doing, that you can't keep on doing that. You can't keep on saying no. One of my views on Diddy and his freak-offs, why do I need to comment on that? It's not, politics-wise, it's not the biggest important thing, really, in the UK. So, it's a large nothing burger. Patrick H, probably the young conservatives on the stream. Oh my word. So with that, perfect segue to start talking about Kimmy Badenoch. Because I will tell you this now. Oh boy. Like Kimmy, you know, Kimmy Badenoch's going to win. I can't stress how many times I've said this on this stream. Like, she's going to end up winning. You know, she's going to end up winning. The conservative freak out that happened after James Cleverly got, looking at how this all went down, from what we've seen, it looks like James Cleverly somehow managed to cleverly eliminate himself. As we've said before, cleverly by name, not by nature. So he was eliminated very, very much after after coming first in the previous round, and then came third, and now leaving the choice between Jerrick and Badenoch, which has put the Conservatives into a tizzy. Like they are in a tizzy to which I have never seen them before. Never seen them before on this. Oh, good morning, Fatgasm. Good morning, Alexander. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone joining us, by the way. Please do remember to hit the like and share button. But, oh, good morning. Oh. Nope. It's all right. Whoop. Whoop. That's all right. Dog just got the zoomies. Yeah. That dog definitely has the zoomies. Oh. Yeah, Cleverly absolutely messed up his chances. Absolutely. And from what we know, it was apparently his fellow supporters trying to be clever, to engineer it so that he ended up against Kimmy Badenoch, not James Cleverly, not Robert Jerrick. So we'll see what happens on that. Yeah, not close, so clever, is he? Exactly. Remember, he got that moniker. He got that moniker. He got that moniker because, well, from his own Conservative MPs. Yeah, honest Bob Jerrick. Yeah, it's not really good when you have that nickname, is it? Not the best way to have that nickname. And of course, oh my word. I don't know if you can see them. I have never seen this many Canadian geese before. Oh, you can't see them on here, but my word, I don't know if you can hear them. My word, it's like the birds. Oh, there they are. I have never seen that. I have never seen that happen before. But it's crazy. Like they've ended up with now a choice between Jerrick and Badenoch. And here's the thing: one of the things that came out is that Bob, the now leader or the head of the 1922 committee, has increased the percentage to which to trigger a vote of no confidence. So it was 15, it's now 30%, which, bear in mind, does not necessarily make them safe. You know, there's still going to be a lot of problems that Kemi Badenoch is going to have to sort of face. And bear in mind, I am going to talk like that until the result comes in, because it's her contest to win. Like, she wins this contest hands down. Like, this is her contest to win. And for those who caught the live stream on Wednesday, you know, those comments about the, you know, maternity leave and, you know, wanting to lock up civil servants because, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, they're just that bad they should be in jail. That played incredibly well for her Conservative voters that she wanted to win. Oh. There they are, circling again. You know, that played incredibly well with her, you know, Conservative membership support base who's going to vote for her. It didn't play well, of course, with, like, the rest of the British voting public. But that, at the moment, that's not who she wants to get, who has to vote for her. And so long as she keeps on playing to them, it's her contest to win. We've been over this, I don't know how many times. She gets huge backing, huge support from, you know, the membership polls on Conservative Home, because they absolutely love her for, I don't know, reasons. And I guarantee you, this week, at some point, we will get some Conservative panic, because I remember Ian Dale. Jesus. Ian Dale's response on Wednesday as well was, he wrote this entire thing that finally Conservative members will get a real choice between Robert Jerrick and James Cleverly. You know, it'll be the first real choice they've had for a while. And of course he got eliminated. And his only response on his Twitter feed was, how the F did this happen? So expect, I think, a lot of this week, or at least this weekend, to have a lot of genuine Conservative panic, because they've realised what they've done. like what the choice they've left themselves in. Like, I think it has finally set in that they are going to be very, very much destroyed with Kimmy. Oh, like I say, she can walk into an empty room and start a fight. So, yeah. At least PMQs will be interesting, you know, for all the wrong reasons. For all the wrong reasons, of course. But what the One Nation lot will do is anyone's guess. It's generally anyone's guess what the One Nation lot will do. Because one group of them has already come out and said, right, we refuse to back any of these two candidates. We're not backing Jarek, we're not backing Badnoch. What is going to happen? What are these One Nation centrists going to do? Because both these candidates are going to push the Tory party to the far right. What are they going to do? Is there generally going to be a Tory split? Like, is there generally going to be a Tory split? What do I think to Boris's Book of Lies? Oh my. Hilarious. You know, it very, very much clearly does indicate he's planning a comeback. But again, something I predicted a long time ago. One of the things I did actually predict, which I'm still surprised hasn't happened, and I don't know why he hasn't done it, is why hasn't Boris Johnson become a YouTuber? Like, got his own, YouTube channel. I am shocked that hasn't happened. I am still shocked that hasn't happened. Just to me, that would make the most sense. Like, seriously, it would make the most sense for this. He's too lazy. Here's the thing. He doesn't even have to do most of the work. That's the thing. If, like I say, one of his, and well, we've seen how much money he's even gotten since then. He's certainly got, the big donors to give him piles of money since then. So that's not a problem. But I think he really would. I generally really think he would. He's missing a trick on not being, becoming an almost British version of Rush Limbaugh. Like, I really think he's missing out on that. Yeah, the comments would be hilarious. They absolutely would be. Patrick, YouTube requires work and actual patience. That's Boris out. Again, he only just has to show up and, do the show. Look at Dim Tool. I'd have to do at least a tiny amount of work, but even then, that's just too lazy. That's true. Gillian Hope, good morning to you. But it's very, very clear in that book. He is looking at some sort of political comeback. He feels hard done by, and that he is plotting some sort of return. So maybe someone like Kimmy Badnoch would allow Boris back into the party. That would be an incredibly foolish thing to do, mind you. Incredibly foolish thing to do. But I could see it happening. I could absolutely see Kimmy Badnoch allowing Boris Johnson back into the Conservative Party. And Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I guarantee you, she's going to win. Like, I am like 90% certain she is going to win. And I will be shocked if Jarek wins. But even then, if Jarek wins, oh boy, they'll be in just a bad state with Jarek. So, there is no, shall we say, perfect choice for them between these two, because they're both awful. And we'll see what happens this weekend, because I really do hope there should be some panicking going on, at least from the Conservative commentators. I'll be very surprised if there's not. Oh, is that a fox? Oh. Is it awake? Is it sleeping? Nope, that's dead. That's a dead fox. Oh, that's a shame. I wouldn't show that on stream. That's depressing. Don't know how that happened, but... Yeah, he thinks he's Churchill in his wilderness years. Oh boy, does he. Does he ever. Jez, YouTube would actually drag him away from his hobby now of banging random blonde women that look like him. Making buses. Yeah, so much hope for any level-headed Tory taking over the party. Exactly. And this now, who is reaping the rewards of this? It's not Labour. Labour, of course, are going to get some good fun from this, don't get me wrong. However, the real people who benefit from this are the Lib Dems. Like, the Lib Dems will absolutely lap this up. They'll lap this up like crazy. Ed Davey's strategy. This is another thing that I'm going to keep an eye on for like the next couple of years. Looking at what the Lib Dems do. Because Ed Davey's strategy has been at the party conference to say, we are going to become the main party of opposition. And I'll tell you what, that is doable. That is eminently doable with this Tory party. So we'll see what the Lib Dems do. We'll keep an eye on what they do over the next couple of years as well. But make no mistake, I think they are going to go heavily after a lot of the the remaining Tories in the blue wall and try and take them over. And then if the Tories lose the blue wall, oh boy, that really resigns them into irrelevance then. Tories could be in a death spiral, absolutely. I think they are. I think they've been in a death spiral for some time. I just finally think that gravity has finally taken hold and is now pulling them down. If Ed Daley is opposition leader by 2029, he will turn up to his first PMQs on a jet ski. Well, I think it's the 2029 election. There's already, people are already making assessments about what's going to happen in 2029. Really, you can't at this point. You can't make any real predictions about what's going to happen in 2029. It's too far away. We're really too far away to be thinking about how a 2029 election is going to play out. It's just too far away. There's too much to predict. So much could happen, between you know, now and then. So much. I mean, we've already got this month that growth is now back on track. I think it was the Bank of England that said that. Or at least I saw it somewhere. I can't remember if it was the Bank of England or not, but I saw it somewhere that, you know, growth is now back on track. But our export deficit is growing because, of course, it's going to, you know, everyone has predicted that, you know, and was saying that would happen since 2016 because of Brexit. So, obviously, as I said before, our path back to rejoining the EU just becomes pretty much inevitable at this point. So, it is very, very, very much what's going to happen there now. And what could happen in the next 5 years, who knows what could happen. Like, we just don't know what could happen in the next 5 years. We really don't know. This is impossible to predict. But, like I say, Labour's been in 100 days now. We'll see what happens. Sarah Davis, good morning to you. Good morning to everyone else joining us, by the way, or skipping through us on their way, sliding through other YouTube videos. But good morning to you. Like I say, welcome to the Good Morning Walk. Welcome to my channel. Please do remember to hit the like and share button. Oops. And of course, as always, thank you very much for all the support that you guys do show. And of course, a very special thank you to the Patreon supporters, and of course the Pony Clubbers as well. Thank you very much for all the support that you guys show as well. Right, let's see if we can get out, because it looks like we're gonna have to finagle with some ponies. We'll see if we can get through. Oh. Safer than cattle, exactly. Come on.
Oh no.
That dog took that.
Yeah.
I don't want to scare. Come on.
Oh. There we go, that's one. Oh. There we go.
Go on.
We're through. But no, so far so good, you know. I think someone else said in the chat you'd give them a C. They'd give them a C for like their first 100 days. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think there's arguments maybe for a C+. We'll see, for example, what would happen if the budget comes through. I think the budget in the next couple of days is going to be also kind of important to see what happens there. Again, we're hearing good stuff about HS2 as well, because that needs to be built in prull and proper. So hopefully that gets built as well. Expanding it, of course, to Euston. I don't know if you saw, I think it was BBC London who did a video about how unsafe Euston station is. because it's just so overcrowded. It needs drastically improving. And I want to remind you, all the anti-HS2 people all said, "Oh no, Euston Station's perfectly fine. Doesn't need anything doing to it." Yeah, I would go and watch that BBC video about Euston Station, because it just goes to show you how unsafe it is, just how overcrowded it is. So, good stuff. Hopefully, fingers crossed and all that for the budget, and we'll see what happens. But I think there's a stone in my welly. But as always, thank you very much for joining me this morning. If it's your first good morning walk for us, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. And of course, as always, thank you very much everyone for joining me today. We'll see you all, of course, next time or the next good morning walk. But have an absolutely fantastic weekend. If you always we say, if you can't be safe, be sensible. And we'll see you next time. And we'll see you next time on the good morning walk. So until then, we'll see you all very soon.